Hello, I'm going to give you a quick and concise tour of my exhibition. So as we approach the actual floor where the exhibition's being held, some stairs with some familiar lyrics that are, I think, pertinent to the exhibition itself. Okay, so now we're approaching the exhibition itself. So that nice little sign was done by Craig, who is the other half of the Peter Feely experience. Craig's a very talented illustrator, so obviously I got him to do this for me. So we're going to enter the part of the exhibition which is Carnaby Street. So in here it's mainly clothing from 66 to 69 from all the boutiques that I've got clothing from Carnaby Street, and there's also some other bits and bobs. So we've got a glass cabinet, and we've got a collection of original Old England watches, and behind them there's some Carnaby Street magazines. They were sent out mail order for people to order, so you're not going to get the best view of it because it's in a glass cabinet and obviously with the reflection, but hopefully it will give you an idea. Go down to the second shelving, and we've got a nice red silk scarf from Mr. Fish. Next along, we've got an original pair of Anello and David Beetle boots from 1965. These were gifted to me by my dear friend Lloyd Johnson. We've got an All England belt watch. And then down on the final shelving, we've got some more Old England watches in their original boxing, which is nice. Okay. Some information that I did for obviously all the exhibits. So we're now swinging around to Lord Kitchener's valet. So obviously we've got the famous Union Jack shirt. This was from about circa 66. A couple of Lord Kitchener Paisley kipper ties. And some of you all know that as well as doing clothing, Lord Kitchener did different ephemera. We've got some nice ashtrays. And above the cabinet, we've got an original Lord Kitchener's paper bag. And to its left, a Lord Kitchener tea towel. Sorry about the shadowing because it's quite dark in here. Swing around a little history of me and how I got into all this collecting malarkey, and down some shirts from my collection. So we've got a nice tie shirt combo from Paul's Boutique. I'd say this is from about mid 66, 67. To its right, we've got a nice flower dagger collar shirt from Take 6. Swing around again to show you the label for the mail by Paul's Boutique. And below that, we've got a lovely ruffled shirt from Lord John. Again, I'd say late 66, 67. Lovely shirt that. And to its right, a beautiful satin ruffled roll neck shirt from Take 6. Swing around to a cabinet of some nice jackets. First one, you can see the red with the black collar and cuffs is from Irving Sellers. Again, I'd say this was 66, 67. To the left of that, beautiful Regency styled jacket in velvet with I don't think it's William Morris, but similar kind of velvet print to William Morris, and that's from Lord John. To the left of that, a lovely tunic jacket from Paul's Boutique, lovely jacquard weave with silk, flower pattern. Again, I'd say that's about 67. This is one of my favourite jackets. And this is from John Stephen. Look at the collar. Fantastic. To the right of that, nice jacket from Irving Seller. Or should I say Irving Sellers. Swing around, a couple of nice suits. Again, I'd say 66, 67. The one on the left is Take 6. Beautiful features. And a stunning suit from Irving Seller. And one of my favourite little touches, the fishtail cuffs. To the left of that, we've got a couple of jackets, double-breasted from Take 6. No, yes, Take 6. Nearly forgetting my own stuff there. These were quite popular. Quite a lot of the pop bands of the mid to late 60s had one of these. There's a nice picture of Ronnie Lane wearing one in red. And above, an original bag from Take 6. Who knows, it might have been actually the bag that housed one of the jackets below. Just move this chair out. A famous quote from the man himself that was on, as you walked in the door to Granny Takes a Trip. You would have seen this if you looked above the door. And then there's another quote from a little known person. Right, so we're now going to go through some beaded curtains into the Bohemian room. So again, we've got lots of nice information for the people that come to visit. So swing around. We've got beautiful tunic from Mr. Fish. Some lovely detailing. And next to that, we've got a very, very early caftan from Sam Pig in Love. And this was designed by Paul Reeves, who was most probably the first of the designers to bring the caftan to the boutiques of London. And this was sold via Kleptomania, which was, well, there was two shops. There's one on Kingley Street, which was around the corner from Carnaby Street, and Carnaby Street, which was run by Tommy Roberts and Charlie Simpson. Next to that, we've got a very famous caftan, which was adorned by Peter Daltrey and on the cover of the Kaleidoscope's first album, Tangerine Dream. Absolutely beautiful, in stunning condition. Bit of conjecture about where this was bought. I'm led to believe it was one of the Kings Road boutiques, and I do know that they were sold in Hung On You and Granny Takes a Trip, but it could have been sold at some of the boutiques on Carnaby Street as well. And Peter Daltrey can't exactly remember where he bought it from. And to that, and along from that kaftan, another famous jacket. This was the jacket that was owned and adorned by Keith West whilst he was in proto-psychedelic band Tomorrow. So Keith wore this jacket throughout '67. He would have worn this on stage at the UFO Club. He wore this on stage at the famous 14-hour Technicolor Dream. Still in wonderful condition. And I've spoken more in detail about this jacket in one of my early Peter Feely experience videos. And then we've got an original hapsash and a colour coat, which I thought would be nice for the exhibition, which promoted their first single, My White Bicycle. This poster was also in an exhibition in London a couple of years ago, the Beautiful People exhibition. And there's the Tangerine Dream album. Again, sorry about the shadowing. And Peter Daltrey wearing the kaftan. And there you have it again. So let's give you a wider view of this whole area. The wicker furniture is from our personal collection as well. And the wallpaper was all done by the lovely people from Pickford House Museum, where this exhibition is being housed. So there gives you a feel of that. And the other side, some of my Kipper ties, and these were from all the different boutiques of London from '66 through to '69. You most probably won't be able to read this because of the lighting, but this specifically says where the ties were from. Right, let's go through the beaded curtain again into the King's Road room. So again, lots of nice, interesting illustration and information. Ubiquitous peacock feathers. So if we swing around, we've got, the lighting's not going to be very good in here, I'm afraid. But we've got it's a Mr. Fish roll neck shirt. Sorry about that. Fortunately, I can't get a better picture without the light ruining it. And next to that, we've got a lovely ruffle shirt from Deborah and Claire, which would have been about circa 1968 in beautiful condition. See if I can get a close-up of the shirt. No, it won't pick it up. And below that in the cabinet, we've got 3 items from Granny Takes a Trip. 2 beagle collar shirts in satin, both from about 66, 67. Again, being in a glass cabinet and the lighting, it's really hot, being reflective, it's really, really hot. Get some nice pictures, or footage should I say. I think you can see the label in there. That's where they used to adorn the labels for the Granny Takes a Trip trousers. I've been lucky enough to own quite a few pairs throughout the years. It's a nice blue velvet pair. Right, and now we've got some of my jackets and suits. So I'll quickly go along these. This is a beautiful velvet 2-tone jacket from Granny Takes a Trip. Behind that, a chocolate brown suit from Granny Takes a Trip. In front, a very early jacket from Granny Takes a Trip, 1966. Keith Richards also wore an exact same jacket, not this one, but a jacket exactly the same on the cover of the Between the Buttons album. And behind that, we've got a nice pinstripe suit from Granny Takes a Trip. I haven't seen too many of them around, and I think this would have been made specially for a customer. Next to that, we've got a nice Western jacket, which would have been a bit later, from Granny Tate's trip. In front, a beautiful example of the coachman jackets that were sold in Hung on You, 66, 67. This jacket also, not this particular one, but a jacket exactly the same style was also worn by Keith Richards. Behind that, we've got a blue velvet jacket from Granny Tate's trip. A nice jacket from Lloyd Johnson's shop around about 1970. Another Granny Tate's trip Western jacket. Nice double-breasted pinstripe suit from Mr. Fish. Behind that, suit from Blades, pinstripe suit. Next to that, we've got a lovely suit. Look at the exaggerated lapels, very 1940s-esque, from Apple Tailoring, which was before Dandy Fashions. Very rare suit, to be honest. You don't see many of them around, in beautiful condition. And in front, a jacket again from 1966 from Hung on You. And had quite a few, sorry, don't think you can see them. Has about 5 or 6 buttons on the cuff. So another different viewpoint of the jackets. Throughout the years, a lot of this gear, this clothing, has been worn by myself. Got a nice poster from Apple Boutique, an original. Some more Granny Tate's trip garments, lovely embroidered velvet trousers. Could have been an early Dina Adams design, but not too sure. Next to that, penny round collar, flower motif shirt. Granny Tate's trip, might just get the label. Right, some more information. And a couple of pieces from Apple Boutique. Like, I'd say this is one of my favourite garments. In absolutely mint condition. Tapestry print. And another jacket tunic from Apple Boutique, again in wonderful condition. Right, so now we're going to head to the final part of the exhibition. We've got a jacket from Granny Tate's trip. It's housed in a lovely old cabinet, and this jacket belonged to Elton John and would have been worn on the Yellow Brick Road tour around about 1972. Very much of the period. And underneath, some lovely drawers with lots of ephemera. Are some of our collection of rave magazines. And these are in all the drawers. Give you a quick look. And the last piece is an original piece of fabric that was gifted to me by Darcy Bussell. Sorry, not Darcy Bussell, Darcy Bussell's mother, Andrea Bussell, who was married to John Crittall in the 60s and was a seamstress. And some of you might recognise this actual fabric pattern. This fabric was used to make suits for Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix and Andy Bown. Well, Andy Bown's was a nice Regency jacket, and Andrea kept a piece of fabric from back then, so this would have been the same. This fabric would have been on the same roll that made the clothing for the aforementioned famous people. So I was kindly gifted a piece of fabric, and I got a friend of mine to make it into a little kaftan. And there's some information on that. So there you have it. That's basically a quick look through my exhibition. It started in April the 9th, 2022, and was supposed to finish in February 2023, but it's been extended till May 2023. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and look forward to some comments with any questions. I'll hope to answer them. Thank you.